everybody, Tyrone TG3 here. So we got a lot of news on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the game, and we got a trailer first, which was the Sword versus Fist trailer. I'm glad they're still doing like the versus trailers between all the news that we are getting, because we're getting a lot of news. We're getting a bunch of demo gameplay. We're getting tons of it, and I believe as of now it is also taking place at the Expo in California. So we're getting more news from that as well too, with multiple people getting to play the demo. At some point, I'm like 100% sure the demo is going to be playable for people at home who own like a PS5 or something. I give it about, say, August. I say about August. If you have a PS5, you're more than likely going to be able to download the demo and play as some characters on there, and guarantee you that will be on the Twitch channel, and then I'll upload that to the YouTube channel later. But I'm almost like 100% certain at this point. I am a little afraid that they're going to do that though, because once you get enough technology into the hands of the public, people crack that stuff open, and then we're getting nothing but spoilers at that point. It's a Pokemon Sun and Moon situation all over again. The moment that the demo becomes playable for everybody, someone's gonna find a way to crack the inside of that game open and spill everything. It'll pretty much be like all the information of the game will be available right then and there, and that's definitely gonna be annoying. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be a layer of annoying that I don't want to deal with. Because while I do like the information that we are getting on Sparking Zero, I want them to kind of like put their foot off the gas a little bit, just because, like, I don't know, maybe it's me. One of the biggest things to enjoy about Dragon Ball games, especially back in like the PlayStation 2 era, which they're clearly using that nostalgia as the selling point. One of the big things was unlocking hidden characters and discovering characters and finding ways yourself. Like, for example, Budokai 3 was infamous for having characters that people would be on the playground talking about. Like, oh, I got Mecha Frieza. How'd you get Mecha Frieza? So you gotta go with Goku story mode twice, but the second time you do it, you gotta fight off against Frieza. But when you beat Frieza the first time, you gotta go to the specific area on Planet Namek that has question marks on it. And like, there was always like a joy to discovering these little things. Like, oh, if you go to Mount Paozu during Goku's storyline, after you've unlocked Bardock from the Saiyan spaceship, you can go to Mount Paozu, and when Goku goes there, he'll pick up an item, and then he'll talk about him as a kid, and that'll unlock Kid Goku. Like, it was fun to do these little like things, or go like look up a game guide, or go on the internet, or talk to a friend who knows a friend, in order to figure out these cool little things. And then when you unlock a character, or even if you have no idea, running into a random character by chance was always like just mind-blowing. Like, I remember in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I didn't even know Fasha was in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but I was playing Bardock story, and then after I beat Bardock story, it said you earned Fasha. I'm like, who the heck is Fasha? Then I go down and I'm like, oh, it's that female Saiyan from the Bardock special. I didn't even know she was in this. And like it was so cool to discover these things. Or you'd be like, who the heck is Arale? Because I didn't watch Dragon Ball, its original run, at the time Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came out. I had to go back and watch Dragon Ball up to Z. So I didn't know who Arale is. It's just this bizarre little girl who, for some reason, can do all these crazy moves and attack giant characters. I didn't know anything about this until I went back. I was like, oh, that's it. That's Arale. That was the character that I was using in the game. She's from this. She's from the whole like Penguin Village arc of Dragon Ball. Like, it's cool to figure that out. And you can't do that if there's so many trailers. Like, if there's so many trailers and demo footage and all of this, it kind of ruins the discovery for the player. But regardless, we did get some news that goes outside of just like the direct gameplay of it, but we'll tackle it one at a time. The first thing, like I said, was the Sword and Fist trailer. I'm gonna be honest, definitely in the same tier as the Fusion trailer is sort of okay. I think the best part about this trailer was seeing Ribrianne, Rosie, and Ribrianne and Rosie, and Yajirobe. I got hyped for Yajirobe for some reason. So yeah, seeing Ribrianne, Rosie, and Yajirobe was pretty cool. A lot of the other characters I kind of saw already. I am glad that Ultra Instinct Goku is getting 2 forms. Is it necessary? No, but I preferred the black-haired Ultra Instinct versus the gray-haired one. I don't know. Just to me, I like it. It feels like it had nothing to do with like a Saiyan transformation, which is Goku's body mastering the reflexes. It wasn't so much about power, which is he can dodge things perfectly now. This is, the gray hair feels too much like a Super Saiyan transformation that I didn't ask for. So I'm glad they have different Ultra Instincts. And hopefully that means we get the move where Goku does the Kamehameha, but like does the cool little like twist flip that he did on Kefla to blast her away. Cause that's like one of the best scenes in Dragon Ball Super. So you might as well have the iconic move in there. There's no way that's not in there. And that kind of has to be. Now granted, obviously it won't be triggered via an energy blast. It'll probably be Goku using the Kamehameha, flying up to you and then like flipping right over you and then doing the blast from behind, which I can accept. That would be really cool just to get the move. I think like just having him hold the Kamehameha and then do like the twist flip around you then blast you, I think would be a really good use of animation, and again, really great thing. Super Saiyan Vegito, I'm not sure why he's here. I'm gonna be real with you. We already knew Vegito was in the game. Vegito Blue's in the game, and Gogeta's in the game. So obviously, Super Saiyan Vegito's in the game. It's a dumb. I think they should have replaced him with Janemba. I think Janemba would have been a better placeholder for the sword versus fist. He's supposed to be the sword representative because of the beam sword technique. Nah, that's stupid. I think Janemba should have definitely taken his spot. Janemba would have been a much better like person to put in that placeholder for representative of the sword. Because for sword representatives, I think we have Trunks from Dragon Ball Super, which, okay. We have Trunks from Dragon Ball Super, we have Dabura, Yajirobe, Super Saiyan Vegito, and Goku Black. I believe those are all the sword representatives. And then for the fist representatives, we have Jiren, Spopovich, Ultra Instinct Goku Sign, Annie Laza, and Mr. Satan / Hercule. I believe that's all the fist representatives we have. And Mr. Satan, he was already in the demo, so him being in the trailer just seems sort of redundant. But I guess they also did that because it's kind of a shame we didn't get a Spopovich versus Mr. Satan fight. But then again, they're both supposed to be the fist representatives, so that's probably why. But yeah, this is one of the weird times where that would have made sense, because again, they have like a grudge. Mr. Spopovich hates Mr. Satan because Mr. Satan beat him in a tournament. So that would have been kind of cool, but whatever. Ani Laza fighting for Mr. Satan is kind of weird. Like they weirdly just have a bond we don't know about. Ani Laza also doing like the little move and the fist thing. A lot of people don't know who Ani Laza is, or at least if they do, they're just surprised he's in the game. You know what? This is the one thing I'm actually happy the Tournament of Power did. I've always stated I don't like the Tournament of Power arc. It's not a good arc. There's only like a small amount of things that I like about it, like Ribrianne and Rosie, which, they're also fist representatives. Ribrianne and Rosie and Ani Laza are characters people are like, who are they? And I'm like, I know who they are. And I don't know, I take pride and like, yes. I don't mind this. When it comes to obscure characters in anime, I'm like, ugh. But when they're in a video game, I'm like, yeah. I'm sort of like that one meme of Drake before, he got canceled, where it's like obscure characters in the anime, obscure characters in the video game. Like that's what it is. That like I don't mind Kefla and Rosie and Ani Laza and Kakunska and all of these Tournament of Power characters. I love them in the video game because they're in a video game. That's fine. You can control them. You can make up your own backstory and lore on them. You can do whatever you feel like with them while they're in the game. And the anime, they're just poorly written one-off characters that are thrown in. But I actually like Ribrianne, Rosie, and Kakunska, so this works out for me. Fun fact too, Trunks fights every last member of Universe 2 in each trailer. And the first trailer, in the Power vs. Speed trailer, Trunks loses to Kakunska. Super Trunks ends up losing to Kakunska. And this trailer, Trunks fights off against both Rosie and Ribrianne. Also, it's fun to know Ribrianne's in the game and she's voiced by Veronica Taylor. So there's canonical footage of Veronica Taylor doing voiceovers for a Dragon Ball Z video game. Something about that just warms my heart. Ash Ketchum is in a Dragon Ball Z game. Something about that just brings weird joy to me. I can't explain it. It's just fun little joy. But pretty much that's the trailer. As far as the other two things, though, these are the far more important things. So we finally got character customization, sorta. We can see that character customization is in the game now in forms of accessories and clothing. And much like with the DLC that they announced during the Collections trailer, we can see that if you equip certain accessories or items to characters, that causes the characters to do different Blast 2 moves, or supers if you want to call them that. And honestly, good. That's good. That makes it a little bit more like Raging Blast and Raging Blast 2 at this point. Granted, you got to change the outfit in order to do it. Hopefully there's a way around that, but it looks like there's accessories and items that are interchangeable, and that's good because, like, for example, I remember in the demo, Goku End has the halo on his head, and I hated that. I like the halo on the head if it's an option. I don't want that to be stuck on the character permanently. So I like the idea that you can take that halo off. I don't need it on. I think they just went ahead and equipped it as an accessory to show off that certain characters can and will have clothing and accessory changes. From what I remember, we also saw a demo of Gohan when they showed off the tutorial. Gohan is fighting to get like his strength back for the Tournament of Power, so they took that and added it as a tutorial fight for Gohan versus Piccolo. And what we can see is that Gohan has his hairstyle from Dragon Ball Super, which people hate, and I don't blame them. It looks terrible. But with that means that we can change the appearances of the characters while having them still have the same moves, or the moves change up based on the change up of appearance, which I guess makes sense because the characters are now changing to their forms that they had from when they did the respective move. That means we're going to have an early Goku that wears pretty much the similar outfit that he wore against fighting Piccolo, which means he's going to use Meteor Combination if given that specific gi, right? Makes sense. Looks like we're also going to get Goku wearing his Dragon Ball Super Season 2 and / Season 3 gi. The gi that he wore during the Resurrection F saga, essentially, which is good. I like that gi. I like that gi a lot. I don't know why people hate on that gi. I like that gi, and it looks like we're also might be able to get the gi that Goku wore at the end of Dragon Ball Z, and a lot of people are hoping for the gi that Goku wore during Dragon Ball GT. And honestly, being able to use Goku Super Saiyan God Red wearing the End of Z outfit, that's kind of cool. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, me personally, I think that would be fine. Because End of Z Goku's outfit is really cool. It's like a blue outfit with the white cufflink things. So yeah, definitely interesting to see how they're handling tutorial, accessory, customization, and then from what we also see, controls, which is something we learned a while ago. If you watch like Globku's videos, there is 2 control settings. There's standard, which is going to be basically the standard setup for the PS5, and then there's classic. Now classic is supposed to be representative of the characters controlling just like how they control in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So if you play Tenkaichi 3, then you more than likely will be able to use the characters pretty smoothly and comfortably using the classic style control settings. But warning, the classic style control setting also means that when you get into brawls, you gotta do an analog battle. So more than likely people are going to use the standard because PlayStation 5 controllers cannot handle the same level of punishment that PlayStation 2 controllers can handle. And even PlayStation 2 controllers were facing a lot of damages from the analog battles in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And mostly in Budokai Tenkaichi 2, actually in Budokai 2 and in Budokai 3. But Tenkaichi 3 was noticed for it as well too. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a catch. Long story short, I personally buy another controller or something, or I don't know, make sure you live by a place that can fix controllers. That's pretty much is going to be our only option if you want to survive in this section. But as far as that goes, that is all the major information we got as of now. We're supposed to be getting some information tomorrow as of this recording, based on when I upload it. But we're supposed to be getting more information tomorrow. I honestly hope they after this, they slow down a little bit. I don't think we need any more information until maybe late September before the game comes out, and then just leave it alone and let the game come out so that the player still has the ability to make new discoveries and unlock things and discover things on their own. And also it'll give content for streamers so that they can introduce these things on stream or discover these things on stream as well, and that would definitely make for a lot of good reactions as well too. So it'd be good if they just sort of hold down on some of the news a little bit, just to give us some chance to play it and discover it for ourselves. But so far, I am liking what we're getting. I'm still a little nervous about how they're gonna handle move customization, because they're not really. I'm hoping that it's more or less like Raging Blast 2's, Raging Blast 1 and 2's, and how they handle that. Because yeah, while it's cool to be able to switch out supers, I hope it's not super limited to only a few characters that made noticeable costume and accessory changes. Like for example, Cell and Frieza have a ton of moves in their arsenal, but I hope it's not limited to just costume changes, because Cell and Frieza don't have that many costume and accessory changes, so it would be a waste on them. I hope you just are allowed to use different moves with them based on all the moves they've used in the series. Realistically, Cell should have a huge roster of moves because he's composed of cells of everybody, which means he should be able to use Special Beam, Cannon, Solar Flare, Multiform, the Kamehameha, Gallic Gun. He should be able to do all of that realistically, and you should be able to customize him to switch and swap those out. But that's me rambling and going on a tangent. I'll be definitely updating you all on more news with Sparking Zero as it comes, so I'll see you all then, everybody. Tyrone TG3.